cleaning up their mess right now. Cleaning up because they've got things to clean up. Bleach it good! Put lots of bleach on the floor. Because this is a graveyard where Walker County Sheriff murders people. There's a bag they forgot to put over someone's head. Fly that flag way down here for all the people they've killed. Let's see what this liar is quoted as saying. This heathen. That's laughable. That is so laughable. See my hand shake. That man is evil. He is evil. Hides behind his badge. Walker County is filled with a lot of good people, and it needs more good people to rise up and clean this place out. It's a filthy heathen of people that do horrible things to citizens and cover it up and do everything they can to make sure that they look okay. They are not okay. They are not okay. We need to end the corruption in this county, because the people deserve better. The people deserve better. The people deserve better. From Iowa, interesting. We need accountability here. Enough is enough. People are the same. Whether you're a criminal or not, you deserve life. God did not put us here for people like you, to murder us and cover it up. We're not stupid. You can't do things to people and lie to us and expect us to believe it. You murdered my son. It was first-degree premeditated murder. John Barry Jackson pushed through my shoulder when I said, "Do not go in my house alone." Pushed through my shoulder with my sister standing next to me. He said, "You two are coming in with me." "Sir, I did not tell you so you could include me. I meant to bring other officers." On the phone, I said 100 times, probably like 25 or 30 times, "Do not send one officer and shoot my son." I said it so many times. I also told them in 1969, my son, like my father, was also a schizophrenic. And my father had 7 officers come for him in 1969. Do that for my son. I said a lot of things, and you know what? They didn't want you to hear it. And because they had control over that, they changed it. But they with the wrong person. They messed with the wrong person. Because they're about to feel the hand of God. Because God's going to reach out his arm and they're going to know who he is. And they're going to say, Nick Smith, stop hiding behind my name. You're a murderous heathen, a liar, and a piece of junk. Pray for justice. Thank you. They agree. Justice. We need justice. We need justice not to be murdered. When we call for our son who's mentally ill, or our father who's having a nervous breakdown, or anything, we don't deserve to be murdered. We deserve to be counseled, to be taken care of, to take into facilities to be helped. We don't deserve to be murdered. You should feel ashamed working for a man who kills people. You should stand up and do the right thing and speak the truth. Nick Smith is not a good man. God's going to have all of you under his guidance one day, and you're going to regret hiding behind your badge. Well, that's it. Walker County. A place where you can come and live so long as you never, ever have the police in your life. Because the minute you have the police in your life, you better pray. You better have cameras all around you, hidden and not hidden. Because Lord knows if they get their hands on your information, they will edit it, they will change it, and they will make it look good for them. And I have the proof they do that. God, please come here and clean this place up. The citizens deserve better than when you tell somebody Walker County and they say, oh, you better watch out there, man. Why? Because you'll get killed there. By who? The police. I move all the way to Childersburg and my neighbor across the street has to tell me of people he knows from Nauvoo, from Carbon Hill, exactly where my mother was from, Nauvoo, and my father from Carbon Hill. That these police kill, they maim, they beat people, and then they hide. And they get ALEA to help them. And BILL ADAIR and BILL ADAIR JR. Stop being blind, Walker County. Demand justice. Demand that they be cleaned out. We all deserve proper law enforcement. Pray for justice. We need justice here. Please, pray for justice. Pray, Walker County. Pray heavy. Pray for change. If you can't depend on your government and your sheriffs and your police officers to protect you, then who the hell will? Our families don't live forever. My mom and dad are gone. They can't help me anymore. I'm the legacy left behind. My father from Carbon Hill and his parents from Carbon Hill. My mother from Nauvoo and her parents and forefathers from Nauvoo. Well, I come here to live the rest of my life on the land and empire that belonged to my father's father and my father's father's father. Unfortunately, I had to sell it. I could not live on the land where these people murdered my son and then hid it and are trying to get the case dismissed. I pray that judge over my case not only doesn't let it get dismissed, but that he hands the hand of God to these people so that they feel the wrath of God. Because Brookside started there. We cleaned that out and we're cleaning it out. Let's get to Walker County soon. 2 years ago, about right now, 2 years ago, about right now, February the 26th of 2021, these people sent one man, John Barry Jackson, and he murdered my son. My sister and I watched it. I filmed it because I didn't know what else to do. I knew when he got there he was going to do it. I told him on the phone they were going to do it. If they sent one officer, they were going to murder my son. I prophesized the whole thing. What did they do? They did exactly what I told them 100 times not to do. Don't send one officer and murder my son. And what did they do? They sent one officer and murdered my son. And then I laid just about dying on the porch for about an hour. Seemed about an hour. Nobody helped me. Nobody did anything. I had my sister take my phone and try to record everything. They shut all the blinds. They shut the door. They made it so she couldn't record anything because she saw them all walking into all my bedrooms. What the hell are you doing in my house? See, these people are evil. They don't want to be accountable. They want to do things the way they want to do them. And we need to stop that. I just watched a video on YouTube of an officer arresting a man who did a high-speed pursuit. And he put a lot of people's lives in danger. But you know what? When the cops got him and they put him on the ground, that officer was an example of exactly how cops should be. He was so nice to the man. He handcuffed him, and they all were holding him down and stuff, and they said, I'm gonna roll you over and stuff, and very considerate. Now, did they go back and beat the living hell out of him? I don't know that, but that's exactly what happened here to Mr. Mitchell. You don't have to be too intelligent to figure out what happened. Remember, 72 degrees is room temperature. They beat the hell out of him, they did something, and he died overnight in this place. Yeah, his body was 72. Because think of an ice cube in water, what happens? It's called ambient influence. If it's cold outside and you're not having a heat in your house, that radiates through the wall. Same thing happens to your body. And if you watch the video, see how his legs didn't straighten out when they laid him down? That's because rigor mortis was set in. Rigor mortis sets in about 3 hours after death. Pray for justice. Fredrick Earl Hight II was murdered by John Barry Jackson on February the 26th of 2021. Mr. Mitchell, 2 years later, was murdered by these same people right there. We the people demand accountability. When we do something wrong, we go to jail. What happens when these people do something wrong? Where's John Barry Jackson right now? Where's John Barry Jackson right now, walking freely? Nearly a year and a half after he murdered my son, I learned he had a father. The same name, John Barry Jackson Sr., who was the chief of police for Dora, Alabama for 25 years. Mr. John Barry Jackson ran over Ralph Shoemaker of the Walker County Record Service right by Walmart in Summerton. Went back in his place and asked him if he could borrow some more money, and Ralph told him no. And then he started cursing and yelling like he was in my house with that filthy mouth he has. And Ralph told him to get on out of there because his grandchildren were there. I'm not talking that way in front of my grandchildren. So he gets down off the ladder and he follows Mr. Barry out to his patrol car parked in front of his building. Mr. Barry gets in the driver's door, of course, And Mr. Shoemaker, knowing the man, opened the passenger door to tell him, look, don't you come back here talking like that in front of my grandchildren. He put the car in reverse and he ran the man over. Broke his shoulder, his hip, screwed the guy up. Now he went to court, but they threw that out because these people hide behind rules that apply to them. Not to us, but to them. They get special treatment. Now, that John Barry Jackson also went out to tell some kids, minor children, very young, that they had to move their goat. And they didn't move their goat fast enough. And right in those children's proximity, he shot their goat. Why did Nick Smith hire that man? Not only that, but there's a case on Google you can look up. John Barry Jackson case on Google. And you'll see there's an old lady from Dora. You should read the story. Read it knowing who he is and tell me if she didn't feel like she was going insane when the judge sided with the police. God, I'd like to meet that woman today and tell her she's not insane. I believe everything she said. He threw her up on the counter and beat the shit out of her. Forgive me, Lord. Wash my mouth of those sins. The long arm of the Lord is coming for you, Nick Smith. And you will know his name when he strikes vengeance into your life. It's coming. It is coming. And there will be a day when every one of you that have taken part in what goes on here will meet your Maker, and you will burn in fire and brimstone because you failed to work for God with your lies and your hate. The day is coming. Repent and get right with God. Yep. And now to this live video, I will put the full unedited video of everything I had to say in that camera right there. Look for that soon. Now I'm gonna keep this live video going in case they try to pull me over or pull some shit. Forgive me, Lord. Wash my mouth clean. I'm so sorry, Lord. I'm so angry at these police.